Good afternoon. This is Michael Passmore. I'm the senior minister at San Antonio's Central Christian Church downtown. This is a video being made for play on Wednesday, the 19th day of August. We are still fighting the battle against the COVID virus. We are practicing safe distancing and washing and staying away from others, and especially staying in whenever we are not feeling well. I am not used yet to wearing a mask, and I am a victim of what they sometimes refer to as the COVID-19 or the COVID-15 regarding the pounds that we have gained while being inside. I have actually lost a little bit of weight, and I've got a little bit more to go, but I also started realizing I am by no means in the physical shape that I should be. I began some aerobic exercising, and I have a long, long way to go. I have withered up inside. I don't have the get up and go I need. I am a victim. And it set me to thinking a little bit as I was studying in the scriptures this week. In Matthew's Gospel, the 12th chapter, beginning with about the 9th verse, Jesus is in Jerusalem, and then he's going into a synagogue, I guess somewhere near Jerusalem. And as he goes in, he encounters a man, there is a guy there at least, who has a withered hand. We do not know exactly what that diagnosis is. I do know the Hebrew word that we translate from the Greek withered can also mean a dried up hand. We don't know if this was from his birth or as a result of an accident, but he was there in the synagogue. The Pharisees were there too. They almost always are there. They asked a question of Jesus, and we don't know if he was referring to the man with the withered hand or just asking Jesus to entrap him. Is it legal to cure on the Sabbath? And Jesus is ready with his answer. He says, which one of you, if you had only one sheep, and that sheep fell into a pit on the Sabbath, which one of you would not reach in and pull it out? And then Jesus said this great truth, we must not forget it. He said, a sheep is not worth nearly as much as a human being. I know some people think that's species specific, but I'll go with Jesus on this one and say that animals are not as valuable as humans. Here he is. He said it is good to do good on the Sabbath. And then Jesus turns to the man with the hand problem and says, in the Michael Passmore transition, something like, hey dude, stretch out your hand. And he did. And it was restored. It was a big thing Jesus asked of him. His hand was withered. He can't stretch it out. Jesus asks of him something impossible. Surely he has tried to stretch out his withered hand before this day, maybe many times, and now he had given up. His hand is paralyzed. His hand is useless. Jesus often asks the impossible, take up your pallet and walk. Rise. Lazarus, come forth. God spoke to Moses many times and said, Moses, stretch out your hand. And then to us, in the book of Acts, we are told to stretch out our hands and perform healing. Miracles can come from us when we don't just sit there, when we're willing to stretch out our hands. And what about our souls? That inner person inside of us, that inner being, that inner presence. What must we do? We can't just sit around. stretch out your soul, stretch out your hand, and be restored. Thank you for letting me share with you this wonderful day.